You know they got that same name with different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them.
Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment.
Keisha
you don't
and
got
Keisha,
it, you
man.
can get some if you heard them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
Look at this one here. She done straight put on some for real makeup. What's going on, peeps? We got my sister in the house.
Chrystal.
Yeah, she came down here to visit. That thing back there getting her pose
Where you from,
on
Chrystal? Don't be scared to tell them where you from.
Chicago.
You said to go.
What is Chi-Town in the house? She finna redeem Chi. You finna redeem Chi.
I ain't know we needed redeem.
Girl, y'all got Kanye.
Talk about it.
And R. Kelly.
Who people got? We ain't gonna talk about who people got.
Ooh,
Wait a minute. Keisha definitely can't talk about nobody because she was born in Alabama.
but guess what just happened in Alabama?
I don't even care. But
Guess
you was born
what
in
just
Alabama.
happened in Alabama?
We can talk about you with a lot of people.
It's a black lawmaker who just passed that men, if they have 3 children, they have to get a vasectomy. And if they and the men going crazy. I said somebody need to move Future there. Make you get a vasectomy right now.
God. And I don't even see how
They got and when they
Steve
get
Harvey's daughter or something like that because he was posting pictures.
he
of
love
her.
to date people with no babies. Somebody with 100 million children. But and the other part of that law is once they get 50, they have to get a vasectomy. So it won't be no old men babies walking around here.
And in Alabama,
It's
y'all
a
know,
sister.
you know, Alabama they love having babies till they 90.
And
Am
that's
I
all
lying,
right.
Crystal?
And the men cutting up and they mad. She can't tell us what to do. Oh, now can't nobody tell y'all what to do, but y'all can tell us.
Yeah.
I said, ain't that funny?
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this show started.
Go
we
ahead.
got Chrystal, she gonna jump in. You know, she gonna do her thing. So we put her back there so she could toss in a few little comments here and there. We're gonna roll with it. You got any first tell us what you think about our show.
Come on, speak on it.
Keisha and Keisha.
Yeah.
Keisha and
I love
Keisha.
you all.
Tell her where we met, Chrystal.
Oh God.
Where we met. Me and you.
Right, I don't know if I want to tell. Wait a minute. I only know one story. So I'm not going to tell that story.
Oh, that story is real.
What story is that?
None of your business. Look, you gonna ask with the mic on.
Right, that's what
This is a non-mic
Let's
story.
just talk about it. Y'all the one about the story up.
No,
okay?
where we met.
No.
We met on vacation. What
We
goes
were
on in Mexico
Nephew
State
said,
in
hey,
Mexico.
Auntie Chrystal, love you.
Clem. I love you too, Clem.
Gary,
all right,
that's
guys, we gonna go ahead.
heart.
So, that's when y'all first met when we went to Mexico.
Yes.
I thought it was soon before we went to Mexico.
I thought when we were in Mexico.
No.
And in
I think it was
Mexico.
before Mexico.
Oh, so
Really?
she's talking about a whole nother story.
I got
It was before Mexico. Yes.
Okay.
I got to
All right,
meet
so we're
you.
going to hop on in it.
I'm sure.
And we're going to talk about some things we posted. So let's jump in it. So the first thing is, how far would you go to apologize to your significant other?
Huh. Well, we gotta talk about significant others.
Well, let me tell you.
Make me apologize.
Okay, so
I hate
let me tell you.
apologizing.
So apparently, Jocelyn Hernandez did some stuff and apologized to her significant other by kissing his feet.
She should. I'm sure she did some old ratchet mess that she always ratchet. Ugh.
Right, so she did some old ratchet stuff, and apparently,
kiss his feet.
right, baby,
It depends
no
on
thank
how
you.
many bills he paying. Cause if he putting it out there, I kiss
I
his
mean,
feet.
if
Take it from a single woman who have to pay all her bills by herself.
Listen, if that's some bedroom stuff y'all want to do, okay, I'm rolling with it. But you ain't just
Bedroom
going. She
stuff?
out in public kissing
And
this
kiss
man's
his
feet.
feet. Come
But
on,
she
Keisha.
got to.
Why
What
does
she
she
do?
have
Cause
to?
she
Why?
ratchet. Have y'all seen Jocelyn
Hey,
Hernandez
Todd,
run her mouth?
Anthony.
Ain't no telling what she told. Ain't no telling what she
Right.
said about that man. Cause she
I think
ratchet.
he caught her like flirting or something or another. I don't know.
And see,
Flirting.
yeah.
And I'm going to kiss your feet over flirting?
Well, she is a
What, you not
former
gonna do that?
stripper.
You ain't about to do that?
Thieving,
what?
Lynn thieving, Lynn
Look at that
thieving.
one right
I'm
there.
not gonna get back on no pole thieving. Until I cannot forget her in
Oh
that
my
pole.
God.
She is.
You stupid.
But you-
like,
But you gotta remember, these people got a
I'm gonna put you
story.
out.
These people got a
I guess
story.
it's
They trying to
Sean
sell
Paul.
something. I'm not get back on no post.
Well,
Stevie.
you know what? I do think that we are in a society where people are just literally now just canceling and throwing people away. So relationships are not lasting and things are not happening. And you know, I
Some
don't know.
relationships ain't meant to last. We can't stop holding on to stuff that ain't meant to be held on to. We gotta let it go.
Well, you know what? But then that's making a lot of stuff disposable. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I was gonna. So this is my issue with apologizing.
Okay.
I in my own relationship, I put it out there. He's quick to apologize, but it's like, what good is the apology if you're doing the same thing? It's like, what good is that? You the person that like it, and I'm the type that don't apologize. You already know. When I be like,
right. But
sorry.
here's my thing to you.
But
When
I'm
you
like,
were saying to let it go or whatever. But sometimes, you know, you could be with someone that really is gonna help you grow as a person. And they have the patience to be there to ride you through some stuff. But then if it's the other way around, that whole get out of here, be gone with it. But then you've grown. Like I mean, seriously, I think since you've been with Steve, I'm gonna be honest now.
Why you say his name? That man, I
you
don't
done
even know
said
who
that
the
man.
hell that is. Who the hell is that?
Since you've been with your significant
Thank you.
when it comes down to certain
Girl, people be
conversations
putting
that we
roots
have.
on people. I don't trust nobody. You know I don't trust nobody.
it.
Go ahead.
And so I would just say this, you know, in conversations we have about relationships and stuff, there's a lot of things that you guys have gone through it, you know, you'd be like, okay, you know what? And so I do think that some people can bring the good out of folks. Even you, Keisha.
And I know, but what I'm trying to tell you is you got to you have to determine for yourself if it's worth it. Because some stuff ain't worth it. And if you're not going to change and you're just doing it just because, it don't make any sense. Okay. If you're just going to say, if you're the type of person that's always sorry, yeah, I don't like always sorry.
All right, so then the question we just asked was, how far would you go to apologize to your significant other? And Jocelyn Hernandez was kissing feet. So that's why we were talking about that. But,
she needed to.
Okay, so then, you know, like, I
she
know.
She stank, Chrystal. She stank.
Okay, but here's the deal. I know sometimes when guys mess up, whatever, you see them publicly apologizing and doing all kind of stuff to get their woman back or whatever. But when you see women doing that, yeah, Offset.
And I was like, Cardi, let him go.
No, Offset was like, listen, I know I messed up with that stripping.
But for the third, fourth time.
Listen, okay, so you know, just what we were talking about, what does that mean? You saying how Kevin Hart's wife had even said that as a result of him doing that, he's a better man.
Girl.
She's like, he's been a better man in their marriage. She did say that.
And he was
caught. Their marriage is amazing.
Girl,
but he was probably at a space where
he got caught cheating in the marriage.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She was like after the cheating thing.
What else?
The first wife or the second wife?
The second wife. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny? What else can she say? Can she say because she got to make it look good for herself?
Well, why can't she be honest about it?
But what I'm saying, why can't she be a liar? Because what you look like, that you took this man back and he cheated on you too. He cheated on the first wife with you.
Right,
she was the second lady.
So wait a minute though.
So now she looked foolish when he cheated on her.
No,
so she got to say he's better now since he cheated.
So. Because even like we went to one of his last concert or whatever, and he was talking about, you know, he was open about it. And I don't know if he has this whole thing on HBO right now when he talks about that whole thing and it leads up to all of that. And he, you know, he goes on this whole journey of being this man. Because I'm with Charlamagne, like he was saying, real men don't cheat, right? And he was like, even when he was cheating on his wife, well, Charlamagne was cheating on his wife with a bunch of women and did all this kind of stuff or whatever. And he was just saying that I realized that because I could and I was being childish and selfish and wanted everything, I didn't realize really what I had and what God had given me.
But what's funny about that is the women stayed. So, and let's say this, for instance, if the women had moved on, and found a better man, a better situation. But I'm just better than what you had, a cheating husband. You cannot say a cheating husband is wonderful. Nobody wants to be cheated on.
Nope, that's not my point. Because for people who've cheated,
you said what's better.
Cheat, I know, and here's what. Let me get my point out. Because see, you could have somebody that come home every single day and whoop it on your head. You can have somebody that come home every single day and spend up all your money and y'all don't have nothing. You can have somebody who come home back. You said better. I'm only addressing better. That's all I'm doing. So don't bring nothing else in this.
I'm not bringing nothing else in
I'm addressing better. I just addressed better.
And so let me hit you with this. And I keep saying this. We've had this conversation. The worst thing, people talk like the worst thing that could happen to you is being cheated on. And I said that's not the worst thing that could happen. You can have a husband beating you upside your head. You can have a drug addict. You just brought those things up. You can have a drug. I said, but when women are sitting here talking about what's the worst thing, it's what you want to deal with. Because if this the worst thing for you, if let's say for instance your worst thing is a cheating husband, and that's what you got.
Okay, so Alethea says that cheating is a deal breaker for her. No apologies will work. I'm done. But
it's a deal breaker for her. That's what I'm saying. For the women, it's a deal breaker for them.
And then even in her situation, you don't know. And I was just telling my cousin this earlier. Whatever relationship you have with that person, whatever love happened, whatever was going on, whatever the reason why he or she cheated, whatever the situation is, it's still between you and him. Everybody else can be on the outside judging and telling you what to do and get out and do all this kind of stuff.
I ain't talking about know what to do. Because, let me tell you why you don't tell people what to do. Because people have you miserable. People have you miserable. Why they done went on with their life. So whatever works
Ellis
for you.
Told me to ask you what's wrong with kissing clean feet.
I don't think nothing wrong with it. I think because her mouth dirty. So I thought the feet actually worked for Jocelyn because she's a dirty something.
What Peaches says.
But
some people cheating is too much.
Well, and for people, I understand that. But see, I had this layer about cheating. If you spending money on that heifer and taking away from our household, it's done for me. Because if y'all just laid up, okay, that's one issue. But when you take money from my household to pay for somebody else's mess, we done. We are done. It ain't even back to sleeping with.
This is kissing feet.
Tell me
where you go in a relationship.
It depends. Now I'm gonna tell you. And my ex, I don't think he cheated on me. But when he was using our household money for drugs, you might as well have slept with somebody for me, because I was done. How the hell you gonna take our money?
And okay, so then that's what I'll say. You know, being in a relationship for as long as I had and experiencing some of the stuff that I experienced, I think that when someone would go so far to like neglect you financially or in any way, it's already an issue. So get to the bottom of the issue first. I'll say, but the other thing is, I agree with you. You're not about to be rolling around and me and these kids over here
starving while you riding the help around and getting hotel rooms. So because someone be like, I just bought the hotel room. That's money we could have used.
I had this girlfriend who went through that exact thing. Not only was he cheating, but
spending money over there. Spending. Now I'm gonna tell you.
And she was a stay-at-home mom and wasn't paying none of the bills, and her and the babies was just out.
Hey, I heard my friend was like that, and the girl ain't had nothing. And they got a big, beautiful house, and he over there paid $200 to get her AC fixed, and the woman like, she bought.
All right, so here's the question: if you have siblings and share only one parent, do you say that's my half brother or my half sister?
I don't have that situation.
I didn't say
but no, I'm just saying for myself. I can't speak on that for myself, but I do know my mother is they have half siblings, but we grew up not knowing that till we were adults that we found out that it was that they didn't have the same dad. But and my grandfather, who helped raise them, never called them stepchildren or any of that. And he and their situation is in the 40s or 50s or whatever. My grandma already had 4 kids when she met my grandfather, and then they had 13 kids together. And the 4 kids that she already had, I think my grandfather was just a few years older than her oldest son, because my grandma was 7 years older than him.
Nephew said, with all the siblings I have, I don't do that.
Yeah,
but I will tell you, like, I have a sister where we share the same dad and we don't share the same mom, and I've just been fortunate enough to be in a situation where her mother's siblings, and everybody has always thought of me like me and my brother, like their niece and nephew.
Awesome.
And when they see me, that's how they call me. And I've never said that's my half sister. I don't think. Have you ever heard me say that, Chrystal? I've never said it. It's always been, that's
What's
my
the half sister anyway?
That's what I'm asking. So, because y'all only share one parent, and then some people feel like if you share the same mom, you're not half, but if you share the same dad, you are.
Yeah, people and just make up stuff.
Right. So I don't know. What do y'all think about that? We got a bunch of people tuned in.
Well, I can say truly on my grandfather's side, on my grandfather, who helped raise 4 kids that was not his, and all of them thought of him as dad. Yeah. It just tells you what type of man he was, and he never said that. He never.
And I will tell you this: it's one thing when you come into the relationship where maybe you were the only child and then your parent got married and had another child or whatever, would you call that person your half brother or your half sister?
No, y'all raised together.
So then, for example, like say if it was you, the man comes in with the child, right? He marries, have another child. They don't work out, right? And so does this woman still? How does that relationship work? Would you?
It's what y'all wanted to do because it's so we got so much going on these days, and people have so many broken homes, right. And I'm one of them, divorced. That I don't know. It's whatever y'all feel comfortable with as a family.
Yeah.
And whatever you want to do, but I don't think it's a right or wrong way.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I have a sister, and we share the same dad. And she was in a picture with her aunt and her mom, and her aunt commented and said, "Oh my God, do you look like Keisha on this picture?" Because my daddy's genes are really serious, and so we do. But I think most people, who do that, I don't know if they necessarily. I know a lot of my Caucasian friends will say half. Like they'll come off the rip saying half. They don't even go with that. But you know how they always tease black folks when they say that, how many cousins and stuff do you have? But it's like we don't feel comfortable with you. Cousin. Yeah, we don't feel comfortable with you until we feel like you're family. So I think it may just been something from generation to generation has passed on to us to be like, when I call you cousin or sister or whatever and bring you into the fold, then you my peoples. So that may be why. My
mom and her sisters do a sisters weekend every year.
Yeah.
And one of the older sisters is one of the kids that does not share the same father with them. And my mom, in her dementia, I told them she was crazy. And she gonna get her. You not one of us anyway. And her sister is 70-some years old and was boohoo.
I know she was. Because that's got to be something.
No, and then we're all in the whole family. We're all looking like nobody ever talked like that. What are you doing? And it's like, you don't do that. I ain't never understood it.
But Tree says it is a family thing. If you build that love, it passes down regardless of what the parents do.
Well, and the thing of some people who have stepfathers that stepped in and treated them, like a child, that they wouldn't dare call them a stepdad, but a daddy.
So what about if, okay, so that's all I'm saying. Now and see, you're saying step. So then, say you marry someone. They bring a few bonus kids. You got a few bonus kids, and they're stepbrothers and sisters. Do they say that?
They could. Especially if they weren't really grew up together. Like, say for instance, my kids are grown. You understand? So they wouldn't be in the same household. With someone. Like I'm saying, so like if I'm in my 50s getting married, they would be
like, those my step kids. my stepbrothers and sisters.
Yeah, because they're grown. Everybody's grown. Yeah. Nobody grew up together.
What you think, Chrystal?
Nope.
Nope. What?
Okay, so my father had 16 children.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
Okay.
So as I meet them, this is my sister.
Okay.
This is not my stepsister, even though,
Or my half sister.
Or my half. What's a half? I'm still like, what's
that
a half?
A half of a parent.
Yeah.
You share a parent.
For real.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's whatever works for you. We can
go back to slavery on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's whatever works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my sister.
Yeah. That's
and I have a lot of sisters and brothers in St. Louis.
Okay.
And
shout them out. Shout out.
I was 16. I'm still meeting people.
Right. Okay, so here's another question. Should your significant other take your side in public, whether you right or wrong?
Yes. Yes, and hell yes. 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 We can debate it later. But when we in public, we are one on the same front.
You said, so
I said yes and hell yes. Hell yes.
She said hell to the yeah.
Okay, so I bring this up because Kenya Moore is.
I didn't even see it. What happened?
Well, I didn't see it, but I saw some of the other ones.
I heard somebody.
Her and Mark, who she's married to, he doesn't like the fact that she petty and she doesn't like certain people. So
tell it, Mark.
She don't like certain people. He was like, because she don't like them, don't mean I should not like them. I mean, when I met them, they were fine with me. They were okay with me. Why should I now treat them anything different because you don't like them, right? And so
she lost her marriage for that.
Well, hold
on. God damn, you stupid.
Wait, so everybody kept saying,
she lost her marriage
like Kenya Moore and not Kenya, Candy and all of them was like, look. my husband ride with me. If I don't like her, we don't like her. That's just the way it goes, right?
But
So then here's my deal. So then it's like, okay, so then they come to an event. She brings, I think Marlo comes with her nephews. They have some type of event or whatever. And he takes Marlo's side over Kenya's side, and Kenya has a fit. Well, Kenya Moore is a drama queen, and she stars a lot of mess. Now, I will say this. This happened to me one time when I was in a disagreement with somebody, and I was like, look, just back up off them for a little bit. I ain't saying you got to not be their friend or do whatever, but right now, I don't need them in my space. You know what I'm saying? But I think if you're gonna say something negative, then just don't say nothing at all. Like just
I'm gonna go a little different with this. Not and we're not young, we're older. Kenya, you work so hard to find a man. You work so hard to find a man. I just think honey, you better just. I mean, we watched her work so hard. She paid a man one time to be on the show to be her boyfriend, and I'm like, look at Chrystal right now.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you gotta pick your battles. Was this really the battle for Kenya?
Offended because she felt like every time she's at odds with somebody, and because Mark is a very strong-willed man, he will hush her up in a minute. And I think for as much as he may love about her, he hates that part about her, which I think all of America do.
Now.
Right, but I think all of America do, because sometimes I think Kenya, when she may come for me and do it, sit down, you too old for that. You
That's
know what I'm
the point I'm making.
And especially when the other person will come and extend the olive branch to her or give her a handshake or whatever, and she just totally wows out on him or whatever, and then wants her husband to wow him. He said, I'm not joining that. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
we all here having a good time. So in that situation, what you doing?
Well, I think I'm gonna add one more thing.
Says Kenya was 100% wrong.
Oh, I'm with you, Alice. And the one thing I want to add is that your relationship is too new. If you're 20 years in the game and your husband don't stand by you, then you got a problem. But y'all just met. Remember, she met the man 3 months, and then they got married, had a baby. Y'all really learning each other. So y'all ain't locked it in yet. If once you get to a relationship. But girl,
Cliff said he had Kenya with a passion, but I still think that, and this is what
I'm thinking, child, you got a good man. You gonna throw him away because he didn't agree with you?
Correct. And then the other part of that, I don't care. I really don't care how long you've been married to somebody or not, right? If I got if I got an issue or something with somebody,
I told you special.
What?
I felt something. It might be warm.
If I got an issue with somebody and we are, beefing about something or whatever in public. I mean, like, I just think she's just way too old for all of that foolishness, and he's not trying to deal with it. So she wants him to have the same friends she have, like and not like the same people she have, and all this kind of everything.
Have attitude
when they
with
run
people
in the same circle. What you thinking, Chrystal?
No, I'm thinking exactly. Well, he's too old for all that drama.
Yes.
But second, he also know what kind of woman she is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he met her. She met a reality TV star.
So but because he know the type of person he is, he has to deal with that.
Well, and I think that it's not something to throw the relationship.
I don't think it's something we need to talk about in public.
And that's and
what you mean about if well, I mean, I think
but
what happened is
public,
she blew up at him because then he was like, no,
she blew up with him in public.
Because he was, Marlo bought her nephew. She didn't want them to be there. She wanted to put them out. He was like, no, they're fine. Let them stay. And then it turned into this big thing where it already been brewing that he don't ever take her side. So this just kind of sent her over the edge.
Now, I'm going to tell you this, and I told my significant other this. And for me, I don't like having, like, if he said, let him stay, I would be like, okay. Because, and afterwards, I would be like, man, I didn't want them to say, man, you'll have it out. But in that moment, I would have taken his side. I would have fall back because let him, if he's a man, let him, don't dehumanize him. But let him be a man in that moment.
And I also think the other part is she wants so much attention because really this was an event he was putting on. And if she's there and he's not saying anything about it, then why are you saying something about it? Yeah. Like, it just wasn't worth it.
And
like,
if you said something and he said, no, leave it alone, leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it all alone.
What's so hard to leave it alone? And I got mouth. I can stand up for myself. And Kenya, we all know you got mouth and we all know you can stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. But it's a time to dial it back, especially for your husband and especially in front of the TV cameras.
Choose your battle.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so recapping a little bit, a couple of months ago, we brought you to B. Smith, and she was a a chef and I think
she was a model and
chef.
owned a bunch of restaurants, and she used to have a
she
TV show. I used to
she had
watch it on
Alzheimer's,
Saturdays.
and her husband knew she had Alzheimer's, and she was struggling, and so they had already, I guess, made a pact or whatever. And what happened during all that time, he got a girlfriend. So the girlfriend was in the house, and the girlfriend was helping him take care of his wife, and everybody was all in an uproar. I think they were more in an uproar because they're a black couple and the girlfriend is this white woman. More importantly, more than the fact that, he had a girlfriend. But he said that, her health was deteriorating, her mind wasn't quite right, and he just felt like, hey, I have to keep living and doing, and we had already agreed on this when she was totally okay. Well, she is now passed away. And they had a home going for or whatever, and now they had a channel where him and the daughter. So now him and the girlfriend can.
Well, I think,
until you're doing what they doing openly.
Well, and then I think when we had this discussion, I said that I wish he hadn't said anything to us. It's their information, and it was private. It didn't have to be discussed amongst us. And one of the things,
there was some pictures and stuff that had come.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying I wish he hadn't did that. But my other part is that one of the things that we found out about him was he was taking care of her. Mm-hmm. He did not he took very good care of her. I mean, he was taking, and that was the other part. We were like, how many men gonna take care of you? Because we got some brothers that would leave you when they know you gonna require some work.
Correct.
So
and it's one of those things where I feel the same way. I mean, if she wasn't physically bedridden, but she couldn't be in a relationship.
She could
with
not
him
understand, and she wouldn't even
like
recognize him. You
and
can't lay in the bed with somebody you don't recognize.
He need to let her know, listen, until my wife leaves this earth, this is how this gonna be. So
well, and the other girlfriend was taking care of another Alzheimer's patient, so she knew how to help, and that's how they met. Was at one of those. They met.
Alethea said he was just cheating.
Well, he was cheating, but it was
Chrystal, what?
It was their marriage. Actually, it was a throuple.
Okay,
so,
go ahead, Chrystal.
And that's what's in now, the throuple, which Chrystal.
Wrong.
He was wrong.
Well,
he should have waited until, even though
because with Alzheimer's now, she could have lived a good 30, 40 more years.
Yeah, but
so he wouldn't have never wanted to divorce her or to leave her because he felt obligated to death do his part type of deal. But then
he got this woman in the house.
I know, but you're gonna spend 40 years with a woman that can't have a relationship with you.
Don't recognize you.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things.
Don't bring her in my house still.
She wouldn't know it. She didn't know who they were.
I might have went back on knowing who.
But I go back.
This woman in my house.
I fall back on what I said earlier. If we didn't know anything about their living arrangement, nobody would have cared. No, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Issue, though.
But I'm bringing up the point that we all
still just addressing it. If it was something that was, that could happen to anybody, just addressing it, what type of things would you say? Like, we can't talk about not knowing about it. We know about it. So, like, in that instance,
no, I'm saying he don't need to tell people his private
but Chrystal was sitting up here saying that she
that.
was cheating. And I'm like, this woman, she was...
It's adultery if you look at it. It's adultery, but it's who don't at this point.
Said in sickness and in health.
Yeah,
and that's true, but I agree. So now she's passed on, so I guess he's a widow now, and it's okay.
I mean, he did a wonderful job taking care of her, and she was sick.
He did.
But I just don't think it was respectful for him to bring the woman who he was having sex with and everything into their home.
But he said he loved her.
No, I agree with that, yeah.
All
right, so
he loved her.
Go ahead. I think you put this here about the Hot Pocket heirs.
Oh yeah, so we were talking about the school and where the kid they was cheating and getting their kids into school, where the Hot Pocket heirs, I hope that's the right one, pleaded guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit both money laundering and wire fraud for promising to pay rich singer $300,000 to have her daughters admitted to the University of South Carolina.
We know the story, Key. Just tell us what she got. You
gonna interrupt me? Why? Don't do that, though. I don't do that to you.
Go. You reading the whole thing? We know the story. What happened?
We don't know her story.
Okay, tell us her story.
That if you let me, boo. She paid $100,000 to have one daughter's ACT scores corrected and another $200,000 to have a second daughter falsely identified as a beach volleyball recruit, according to her sentencing. So we've got another heiress. She made all this money and now she's going to jail, but she actually pled guilty. So we're going to...
What's she going to jail for?
For 5 months. She's going to jail for 5 months. This is the case. So Felicia Hoffman was the first one who got sentenced, and now this is another one on that same thing where privilege has its privileges, but clearly they don't as much because they now are going to jail. So we're glad that they're doing that. All right, Los Angeles County. Who is this? Jackie Lacey. Who is that?
She's the district attorney. And
In
she's
Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles. You just said Los Angeles County. She's the district attorney, and she's asking the court to throw out nearly 66,000 marijuana convictions, some of which date back decades. At a news conference Thursday, this was last Thursday, Lacey said her motion represents something that has never been done before in state history. Initially, Lacey said prosecutors had been working to reduce past marijuana convictions from felonies to misdemeanors. After
people have served time?
Yeah, after Proposition 64 passed in 2016, but she said she didn't think this went far enough. I've instructed my deputy district attorneys to ask the court to dismiss all eligible cannabis-related convictions. This is unheard of, people. Lacey said at the press conference, I also took the will of the voters one step further. I expanded the criteria to go above and beyond the parameters of the law to ensure that many more people would benefit from the historic moment in time. So if you got locked up for marijuana possession, for whatever, she's getting ready to throw all these cases out, and some people going to be back on the street, and they're going to be voters. They better vote blue, no matter who.
All right, keep going.
Y'all, this man is my hero. This next subject, I'm like, who all can I kidnap? This dude's name is Robert Lee Noye. He was arrested after he kidnapped a woman. They don't say whether she white or black, I don't know, in his area and forced her to watch the iconic 1977 miniseries Roots. He had that woman for 7 hours and made her watch the whole series because he said while the race of the victim has yet to be confirmed, I won't know. The criminal complaint alleges that Noye held her in captivity at a residence that made her watch the 9-hour ABC miniseries in its totality. I just want to say that brother took Black history to another level. And then some of y'all need to watch Kunta right now because your name ain't Toby, your name is Kunta. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the brother needs an award. No. What you think, Chrystal?
Nope. Don't be holding me against my will.
If you don't understand Roots,
well, it is.
If you don't understand Roots, he ain't raper, he ain't shooter. He made her watch Roots.
You holding me captive
because you don't know about race relations.
I don't agree with that either. Let somebody hold her captive anywhere for 5 minutes.
Should be raising holy HELL.
With him, or he would. Well, he said he made her. He ordered her to remain seated and watch the movie with him, or he would kill her and spread her body parts across Interstate 380 on the way to Chicago. Oh, they from Chicago.
All right, so Valentine's Day. It's the day before Valentine's Day to support girls and those in the LGBTQ community. So apparently they had a big fit over at Hallmark about Valentine's Day because some comedians made some jokes about it. And I think the last time we were together, we were boycotting Valentine's Day anyway because most people what do you call it? Not void. What am I trying to say?
Boycott it.
Yes, boycott
it. Just said it. I was like, she just said I was
because there's a time where most people feel sad because they're not in relationships and stuff, and so they saying that they're creating these new holidays to try to support that, like Friendsgiving. You know, is a thing now instead of Thanksgiving. So the week before Thanksgiving, they have where your friends come together and do different stuff. So they're saying nowadays with the way the world is, there are people who are, don't benefit from the holidays and it actually causes more stress than anything to them. So I guess folks try to be politically
I don't
correct.
celebrate no holidays.
All right.
Not a nigger.
Who is Sydney Leroy?
She is a soccer player, and she just announced that when she was on, she said her child care expenses was more than her salary as a major.
Welcome to the club, lady.
Well,
you know how many women out here who who child care, they have to be on welfare because to have a job in child care just don't work.
So she's bringing the shining the light on it. She said U.S. Women's National Team. She won
We're gonna
the.
talk about something. What's next? Friendmas.
Said she spent more
Instead of
money on
Christmas.
child care last year than she brought in playing for the National Women's Soccer League. And that's just, I mean, this
That's
is
crazy.
still unheard of right now. That women are not making enough money to put their kids in daycare.
Yeah, but I mean, and I think it all goes back to, and I think my nephews were saying this, your baby and DJ, we were having a whole conversation about the people who make the money in leagues and how much money they bring in, and then the percentages that even the men get is not even a percentage of the money they make, but it's even less for women because they don't bring in as much money as the men into the league, and so they make even less. And I just feel like, just like, who's that? D.L. Hughley was just talking about the football players and stuff who go through all of this with their body strains. They can't even get insurance, can't get all this kind of stuff. If you play a couple years in the league, or even if you're on the practice team and you make that minimum salary or whatever, and they bang you up, and then you just out there. You know, you got these, because I know we have a friend who played college ball, and he had back problems. Well, while he was in college, they were giving him all the massages, doing everything. He was just to keep him healthy. As soon as he graduated college, baby, he still to this day do this every 5 seconds. Like, he can't even pull it together half the time with how much pain he's in.
So what we're talking about is the women making way less than the men, and the fact that child care is not even affordable with her job. So I get what the men go through, but we want to talk about what the women are going through right now. So when we're saying that this woman is putting it out there that she's putting her body through something, and she can't even afford child care.
Right, I said they all do that.
No,
the people
but
who are
I
making
didn't
all
want
the
to do
money
they
are
all.
the ones.
I just want to talk about
the people who making the money are the ones who own the companies and own all that.
Yeah.
They rape them all. It don't make a difference who you are. If you think about
It
looking at
makes a difference
salaries.
if you are a woman trying to pay child care. So I mean the point
that
of that this
sport
is here
brings
is
in,
about, we're talking about the woman
the
with child
money
care.
that the sport brings in, the money when they go out here and
I
play as
get it.
women athletes, and they bring that money in and they go divvy it up with percentages or whatever they're doing. Women do make less than men, but it's the same thing here. It don't make a difference what you're doing. Their contracts are not even at the point where everybody can benefit from it, other than just the NFL or the National Soccer League or any of those other type of people. The companies are making all of the money. So even if you got a kid who didn't came out the league, because I think we knew a few kids who got in even to the D League. Nobody's making all the money. I mean, unless you get shoe contracts,
because
even with this,
minimize it with nobody. I want to bring an issue about women. I want to bring an issue about women athletes. I want to bring an issue about daycare for women athletes. So when you say all big, no, I don't want to do all. I just want to talk about women. I want to talk about the fact that
and then
the women.
What I want to talk about is the fact that it's the sport period, where just like the college athlete, it's just the people who are making the money, no matter what you're talking about, is going to be the folks who are the NFLs and the NCAAs and all those type of people. So however they break it down to give her whatever she did, she signed a contract and agreed to certain things that made it unfortunate because she was an athlete and she wanted to make a profession out of this. So when you do that, it's all of it. They're raping them from the beginning. It don't make a difference who they are. There's tons of athletes that it don't, because they not. I mean, if you're saying about her that the college athletes don't make any money.
We know that.
And they out here doing, so they even worse than the women. Let a college athlete have a baby.
But we're talking about a grown woman.
Let a college athlete have a baby. They grown, they 20, 21, 22. Because if you
career.
redshirt, you 22 years old in college and not making no money. And the people who, that college and NCAA, all the money they making, and you don't make a dime. So let you have a baby in college, be it male or female. You can't pay for them.
Nobody's disputing that. I'm just trying to bring this woman's story. We done went
You
all the
get
way
that.
to college to men and how the men. I don't want to compare the men. The men got their own issue.
And I hear what you're saying. And you
I
did it.
just
And
want to bring the lady.
And we heard
that's
you.
with the National Women's
We
Soccer
got you.
League.
We heard you.
But
And
some
I'm
kind of
addressing
way,
it too.
for some reason, some kind of way, we still talking about men. Can we concentrate on this woman?
Well, I want to talk about that. So I let you talk about what you want to say, and I talked about what I want to say. So
you let me, or I talked about what I want to talk about.
You talked about what you want to talk about.
Thank you, baby. There we go.
And I talked about what I want to talk about. All right.
Next.
During the All-Star Weekend, Kanye West gave shoes away, but you had to give your shoes to him, and the shoes had to be They couldn't be like, if I had a pair of Jordans that were 10 years old or something like that, they had to worth something. So he was going around, Cliff says,
He's from Chicago.
because we only got 500 to cheer, that didn't even pay. Yeah. Right. So even I agree with you, Cliff. So
Nobody's
with his
disagreeing with
your
Cliff.
even as cheer, you got both male and females that are doing that, and you guys didn't get
But
either.
nobody was disagreeing about the cheering.
Ain't nobody said that. You keep repeating it. We get that. You made a point. We heard your point. I added to the point, and that should have been okay. Like, you keep talking about nobody said it. We get your point. You talk about the woman not being able to find child care. We all heard it 5 times. I just added something to it, and it shouldn't have been a problem with me adding something to it or Cliff adding something to it. We got it because I didn't want to comment on your girl and her not having child care. You sitting over here keep saying this? Tell us what's the problem.
What's the shoe problem with Kanye?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it.
You just went back to Cliff.
Because Cliff made a comment and I said
know.
it, and you keep wanting to talk. We get the girl who was pregnant and didn't get it. We got it.
Child.
All right.
On.
So he apparently was trying to make it seem as though all of the shoes that he was giving away was like just giving them away. And so people were dragging him saying that he just didn't just give the shoes away. So apparently these Yeezys are anywhere from $200 to $600. Because at one point when they first came out, I was like, okay, let's see what you got. They was always talking about how cool these Yeezys are, how comfortable they are. So I was like, well, let me just see. Because every once in a while I invest in a good pair of gym shoes. Yeah, not for $400. So he was there giving these $400 sneakers away, and he was trying to make it seem like it was something that he was doing. And people were like, you really wasn't giving them away because everybody didn't get them. And then it was a guy who I guess was on there who had some shoes that maybe cost $1,500 or something, and they looked like they were brand new because, they out there stunting or whatever. And they were just like, hey, this dude gave up his shoes is probably more than the Yeezys and all this kind of stuff. And they was talking about, so it was just his whole, stupid. It was just this whole thing with that. With Kanye
he was
trying
promoting
to be nice.
what he was trying to do is take the other people's shoes off the market so so they'll be walking around in Yeezys, and that's another way of advertising his shoes. Mm-hmm. So in other words, you're not wearing Nike, you're not wearing Adidas, you're not wearing New Balance, you're gonna be wearing Yeezys. So all he did was try another way of advertising, and he took their shoes, so they couldn't even keep
an argument with because he was trying to sell the shoes to one company. And then I can't remember, and he ended up having to do it. So yeah, he probably was doing it anyway. So Judge Judy is calling it quits. Oh, Judge Judy.
She 102.
But Judge Judy will cut you, baby.
Yeah, but baby, something good things come to an end.
Judge Judy will cut you deep, baby.
She 100.
So she's been on the air for 25 years, and I think that's her second go round because I think Judge Judy been on the air longer than we look.
Yeah. I think she's been on the air for a long time. She's in good shape, but I think, honey, enjoy your grandbabies, great-grands, great-great-grands, because I think she 102.
So Oprah Falls. Did y'all see Oprah Falls?
I keep seeing, I won't hit play.
Did you see it? Y'all didn't see it.
People, they got so many memes, I can't stop laughing.
She was talking about, Yeezys are Adidas. She was talking about balance. When she fell.
Yes. God don't like
But you know what? And somebody talking about something. Ooh, that was, they said Kobe tripped her.
Oh.
Maybe.
This is some silliness.
I seen all the memes. I didn't actually watch the fall, but
even in that situation, she wasn't talking about Kobe. She was supporting her girl. But anyway, so when she fell, it was like Oprah's like what 62, 63. I mean, she a good.
Honey, I'm
60s,
sure she
right?
hurt. I bet you she had.
And she fell like how when you feel like you're going down, it's like, oh Lord, and then it wasn't nothing she could do. So when she did it, she fell, then she rolled over and she kind of sat up and she kept talking. And I was like, where's all her people? I mean, didn't nobody run out there?
Probably said.
People said shame on her, but she hollered.
I didn't even watch. I wouldn't even watch it because I know I get a kick out of certain things, and I was like, I ain't even gonna laugh at Oprah.
I will tell you, I fell out of my chair at school one time, and I'm just glad that the kids made sure I was all right before they started laughing. Now I was okay that they was laughing, but it went radio silence in the room, and somebody's like, "Are you okay, Miss Keisha?" And then I was like, yeah, on the floor. I'm on the floor. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And then you heard everybody just started rolling. And I laughed right along with them. But I was like,
everybody's, it's something that happened. It's all right.
All right.
You gotta make sure the person's okay before you laugh.
Really? Yeah, and that's what they did. That shows you do care about it.
Yes,
so Erykah Badu apparently has this new instant that smells like her for JJ. And it's sold out in hours.
Hey, whatever sell. I'm about to. Somebody want something that smell like my under the pits. If they gonna buy it, I'll put it. Right here.
was
You
like,
gonna buy it, I'll put it out there, baby. Smell like right chimp.
Oh my God.
Right
and then that's
there.
my whole thing. I'm like, Erica, what?
But
were
they
you
buy
thinking?
it. It's sold out.
In
I mean,
4
you gotta
hours.
find a market. I mean, I ain't think nobody want to smell it, but apparently they loved it.
Clearly they did.
Look, I'm like, hey, I'm not buying it.
Her
I got my
box,
own for
baby.
JJ.
Her
vagina.
vagina.
Yes.
She got an incense that
And
smells
it's
like a
sold
vagina.
out. I ain't mad at it.
4
Entrepreneur.
hours. 4 hours.
Sold out in 4 hours. She must ain't have a 4. What
I was
incense
like-
cost $1?
Maybe not that incense.
No,
That
but I'm
means
just
maybe
I'm
it's
trying to
gonna be some real
say.
money.
How much do you price your vagina scent? I don't know.
Every cent is sold out in 20 minutes. Jeez Louise.
Happy birthday, Every. It's my
So,
birthday.
is there it is Every's birthday.
It
Happy
is.
birthday.
Happy
And I'm
birthday.
giving her early shout out. I called my mom. I said, Mom, are you pre-gaming? Because, you know, her birthday is tomorrow. She'll be 70 years old tomorrow. So, shout out to Beverly Jean Johnson,
What's
Covington
up,
McMillan.
Beverly?
Happy
Yes.
birthday.
She
Ain't
done
there?
outlived 2 husbands, some siblings, her dad. Baby, she kicking it. And she.
Kobe.
Listen.
And you did say she
Okay,
outlived
so
some people.
70 years old tomorrow.
Aretha.
Shout out to my mama. And then my grandmother just had a birthday and she turned 88, baby. And she still gets up every morning, drinks her coffee, have 2 pieces of raisin toast and 2 sausages, baby.
Hey, that's how you do it.
And that's the only woman I know can take a drumette and have it for dinner. One drumette
Girl.
and be eating it up like
She ain't
can
like
be
my
cutting it
mom.
off the bones. Girl,
Girl.
what you doing, Granny?
Girl, my mama split a 2-piece with me. How you split a 2-piece?
Oh my God.
I said, Mama, you can have it, boo. How you split? I thought we could split it.
Uh,
Split it!
I don't know.
A
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have saw the NAACP awards, but you know it was pretty nice. And so
I didn't see it,
Jamie
but I
Foxx
heard.
won for supporting actor for Just Mercy.
Yes.
And then Just Mercy won for the year. And I tell you, Jamie got up and he just talked about Michael B. Jordan. I said, y'all got this little bromance going, and I was
Yes.
like, black man magic, and he just really encouraged him, and you know, like you can tell, he's just so proud of him. Cliff
Listen,
said
look
the
at
face
this.
Auntie
Look at
Chrystal
this
just
on
gave you,
live.
you said
I
out
mean,
loud,
live.
Outlived 2 husbands.
Sorry.
You hear me, Crystal?
Yes, 2 husbands.
No, he says Clifford said the face you just gave when you said that. Hey, Allison. All right, so did y'all know Katherine
Clifford, that was the
Johnson?
first thing she said. She done outlived 2 husbands.
Linda. Did you see Katherine Johnson, the famed NASA mathematician? She passed away
Sarah.
at 101
And
years
Sarah.
old.
And
Yeah.
Sarah, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. All right.
It's been a week since
Girl,
she
so
passed.
I saw this on
Yeah,
the
we-
news, and it's got me, girl, in Miami. What are y'all doing down there?
Uh-huh.
It was a drive-by shooting. They take this sister to the hospital. The man put a bandage on her forehead and sent her back home. She still hurt. Go to another hospital. The bullet is lodged in her head. This
Oh,
fool,
my
what
Lord.
kind of doctor?
She just got paid.
Let me tell
What?
y'all about how medicine and how we trying to streamline all this stuff, and
Send
I'm
her
telling you
home.
right now, and this is true. Like I had hurt my knee, and I was at the hospital, and a full moon or something too, and it was every bed was full. People was lying. They had me in the bed in the hallway. And they will just give you a little something and send you on from the emergency room because, I mean, I guess all of the tests and everything they have to do is so much money that they were like,
Expensive.
look,
Oh, they
follow
not
up with your
doing it.
doctor, do this, do that.
They
Now,
not
granted,
doing
not
it,
a
yeah.
bullet wound in the head.
Yeah, but that's
They
what
looking
I'm
at your
saying.
insurance saying, what kind of insurance does she have?
Right.
Get out of here.
So was it a gun? Was it she just got grazed in the head? Or
No, baby, it's lodged in her head.
Yeah, she said, well.
Lodged in her head. She was still hurting, and them folks had sent her home still in pain.
Chang chang.
Chain, chain, chain.
That is just too much
Chang,
right
chang,
there.
chang.
I mean, I'm telling y'all, what is it all coming to? All right, so baby's first thoughts, what you talking about?
So this baby went viral. They pulled this baby
Look
out
at
his
him.
mama vagina. Out
It's a
the,
big baby.
look at the baby looking like,
his
I
face.
know you did not.
see if I can put
This
this baby
baby
over here. There you
face
go.
went viral. He looking like, what? And this is in Brazil. For epic scowl moment, like you pull me out of this warm nesting place to come here.
First of all, you need to talk about that. The baby look like he 3 already.
Look at the baby.
He look like he 3.
This baby
Look
looking
at
like he
him.
can slap somebody.
I put the picture up there.
Oh
I
my
know.
God,
I said,
he's
this baby-
so big.
Yeah.
How much did that baby weigh?
In Brazil, who knows, baby?
So this is some of the memes say you people just woke me up from a long nap, and what do you mean I gotta pay taxes and the hospital bill too?
And that's a girl. Her name
Oh, it's a girl, Isabella.
Yeah.
Oh, Isabella.
She was mad every year. She was. Oh my
Isabella
goodness.
looking like she ain't with it.
Okay,
You can't pay for a look like
speaking of
that.
insurance, okay, and we Miss Democrat, we down to what's his name? Buttigieg and
Left,
Chef.
yeah,
And then
Buttigieg.
so we got a few that probably won't make it. So we down to Bernie Sanders and
Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden,
yeah,
and
that's
Michael
about it.
Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Yes.
You heard what happened to Bloomberg?
Church turned their
Girl, okay, what she been?
I ain't gonna give him 5. I ain't gonna give him 5.
Girl, it was funny, but he went to the Selma, the
Visit,
marching Selma in the
yes.
church, and he got up to
Turned they
speak
back.
into a room full of black people, and them folks turned their back on him.
And Selma?
In
You
Selma.
better Selma don't raise the roof, Selma. They don't play.
Girl, I think they saying you can't buy our votes,
Well,
but
and-
I'm thinking
Listen,
so
and if
he's
you don't
opening
get
the
the black
office.
vote as a Democrat, baby. You
So
ain't
wait
got
a
a
minute.
chance in hell.
Bloomberg is opening up an office somewhere in Northwest Florida. You know, all his workers make $2,500 a week. I'm about to jump on it.
What?
$2,500 a week, and I'm gonna vote for Bernie.
I can take a vacation.
Cause you can't make me vote for you.
$2,500
I
a
think
week,
I
baby.
take
$2,500.
All I need is
I
5 good
take
weeks,
those-
y'all.
me
I'm gonna pay
too.
some stuff off. What?
He
What?
is literally paying $2,500 a
Well,
week
he
to work on his
can, 'cause
campaign.
he-
What
But
I'm
that's
saying-
what I'm saying. That's why Elizabeth Warren is upset, Bernie's upset, and Joe, because he
That man
literally
got a lot
is
of money.
buying
He got a lot of
votes.
money.
But this the thing, you can buy, you can pay me, but you can't make me vote for you.
Well, and I think they all realize that. So,
So
if they
that's
think
what I'm saying.
anything
I'm gonna
else-
take them
But
25
if he
and vote
paying
for Elizabeth.
$2,500 a week, baby, even after taxes, I'm still like, whoo-hoo.
That he paying
He need to get a
$2,500
bunch
a
of
week.
teachers. That's what
I
he
work for a month.
Okay, so apparently,
I'm gonna get him in office.
Hey, if he paying $2,500 a week for
Oh my God.
working his campaign, what will he do as
If I get
president?
you in.
right, baby. So while we talking
Turn his
about-
back on y'all
Okay,
ass
so
and have
even
you
in saying
starving.
that, do you think that everybody can be redeemed? Like with all to do what? Right, with all of the things that are going on in our world, and all of people made mistakes over the years, said certain things, whatever. I mean, can he be in a new light? I mean, are you a different person than you were 10 years, 20 years ago?
Ooh,
Well,
yes,
and I
Lord
think
Jesus.
what hurts Bloomberg is the video of him talking about the stop and frisk
Okay, hold on before you finish that. A lot of people are asking, what is he paying for? What do you have to do?
campaign for him. It's a campaign.
What they were
Go out
asking.
No,
there
I
and
said it was
pass
campaigning.
flyers.
You got to work his campaign. You got to work his whatever they ask you to do. Sell booty, I don't know, but whatever they ask you to do.
Stop it.
Wait a minute. Keisha said, hold up, wait a minute. A lot of people are asking about the $2,500 job.
Yeah.
They need information.
I won't know if you're gonna vote for Elizabeth Warren. I'm for Elizabeth.
If
She
you
got a
wanna
plan.
toss the $25.
Hey,
back
that's what
away
he
from it.
paying.
So
No,
they're
I'm
just asking
saying.
questions. That's
I-
all.
So
I
basically, how do they find out the
whatever he wants you to do, you're gonna work his campaign. Go to michaelbloomberg.com. I'm sure it's a michaelbloomberg.com.
For the information.
And there and it's wherever
Further
his
information.
yes. Yes.
Oh God, Roy said that was terrible.
Whatever he's paying $2,500, and he's they were here Saturday.
I
looking
need
for
to make
people.
sure. I got a few people who they were here Saturday looking for people.
Well, they were here Saturday looking at the area to see if they want to
I
open
can
an
take an
office here.
ultimate
In Fort Lauderdale?
vacation, baby.
in the North District 1 in Northwest Florida.
I know.
They
like-
wanted they heard that we're where he need to be. So hey, I might if you see me with a Michael Bloomberg shirt on, don't say
and
you
this
know what happened.
Republican
You
state.
know what
went
happened.
down,
My
huh?
bills spoke up.
See that? See, well, that's the stuff
In
right
this
there. That's the stuff
Republican
right there.
That's
Okay,
why he
grassroots
needs. That's why he's
paid.
looking at it because District 1 and this north part of Florida always turn Florida red. Down south is blue. And then up here is red, and they turn the whole state red. So I think he's looking at strategically looking where to put an office here, and he need workers. Word, cause I be knocking on doors, vote for Elizabeth Warren.
Look, I did it for free. So you give me $2,500. Call me, bruh.
Look, I ain't gonna do right. I'm gonna take that money.
Biden and Stacey Adams. Let's go.
Biden and Stacey Adams.
That's what he said.
Stacey Abrams.
Abrams, I'm sorry. Abrams.
Yeah, I like Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of Joe. I know black people, y'all love Joe. Joe ain't talking about nothing.
Well, here's the issue.
Joe
with
ain't
Bernie,
saying nothing I want to hear.
But Bernie, some of the promises he made ain't gonna make it past one of the houses, let alone. I mean, one of the.
It will if we vote him in. We found that out.
No,
we
but
need to vote for the House and Senate. The next 2 years, you need to give him somebody blue in there to help him. I mean, that's what it is. He's only one man. He need the House and the Senate.
But at the
and that means we got to go back
day,
to the polls.
They sent thousands of people across Selma.
Oh, the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I went across there with a step team one year. We did it.
I've never been across there.
And
No, I mean, not walking.
talked
I
to
think
him
I
about it.
drove.
We had watched the video beforehand. I think Cliff was with me. Cliff, didn't we go? Weren't you there? Because we had performed in Selma, and then they didn't know anything about Selma or anything, but we went down there for a step show,
Who
and
your
then
parents?
I went and I took them across the bridge and told them about that. So yeah, who they parents?
That's what I was saying. Because you
No,
got to
yeah,
tell your
but
own
there's a lot-
kids. No, I'm just saying, parents got to tell this
Listen,
story to their
what?
children, or they're gonna be like that dude. We're gonna kidnap you. We're gonna make you watch Roots. We're gonna watch Roots for 9 hours.
Like this one behind me won't even watch Harriet.
No.
Girl, it's good. Why my
thought it
brother
was
just
good.
called me talking about, ooh, it was good. I said,
It
you
was
just
good.
watching Harriet.
Yeah, Cliff,
I was on the
he
plane
about
trying
that.
to watch it. I was like,
So I told my brother what I told everybody else, and I said, y'all saw what Harry did? Y'all better thank Harry, because if it was Keisha, I would have never came back to get none of y'all.
I loved it when she walked
What?
around that hat that second
Girl,
time.
it
and
was
he
a
was like,
hard
you can't do that
road.
by yourself, and she came back.
It was.
Boom, pop the door open, boom.
But
pop the door
guess,
open.
I mean,
loved
we
it.
got to see that it was not an easy task. We've heard it over and over
No.
again. Not
Clifford said it
an
was his
easy
freshman year in high
task.
school. We crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Now, I mean,
We went down to Selma and bought first place back on that.
she
trophy,
went
too.
barefooted.
That's
It was
good.
barefoot, and you walking. These people are trying to kill you. They sick
Yes.
and dog. And I was saying to myself, I wouldn't have never went back and got nobody.
You know what? I mean,
I wouldn't have never went back and got nobody. Y'all
You
just would
don't
be
know
still
what you
enslaved.
would've done back then.
I'm talking about right now. I'm just
nephew
saying.
right
said you
now.
gotta
I
watch
watched
it.
it. I
Auntie
said,
Chrystal. He said you gotta watch it. He said he cried.
Yeah,
But I
it's
will
good.
tell you this: at the end of the day, especially with Black History Month ending a couple of days ago, and as an educator, I tried my best to shed some light on, because this kid even asked me. He says, "Why do you even have a kid that wasn't black said, why do you even have Black History Month?" And I said, because when history was being created,
They left
They
us
were-
out the book. They only
out of
gave us
everything.
slavery. They
So
only
then
gave us slavery.
We got to catch up, bro. We got to start letting you know some of the things that were happening. I said, now granted, the people who are living today didn't leave us out the book, but it did happen. So as a result of that, we have to let you know there were people in history that did things that were not all white, and you wrote the books
That's
and you did all that. So
But that's,
Anyway.
let's not talk
it says,
about
Roy
that
says
we
Bernie
educate.
hates all billionaires.
Say what?
Bernie hates all
all
billionaires.
billionaires.
I'm with him.
But the sad part is that our children don't know anything.
Who am I supposed to be mad at
Black
Bernie for hating
history.
billionaire? I'm with him.
And I don't think they know enough about just history, period. Like
It ain't
Black
but
history,
3-4
their history, where they
billionaires.
come from
He can hate
history.
'em.
So they're going to actually, in the state of Florida, pass this civic Florida test where you have to learn about certain things so that you can be more of an informed voter. Because even though you take a government class and then you take a civics class when you're coming out of middle school, and then you take a government class out of high school, you now have to pass a test. Or not pass it. Let's say if you pass it, it goes towards your graduation, and then you won't have to take it in college. If you don't pass it, then you have to take the class in college. So it's not where it prevents you from graduating if you pass or fail. It just benefits you if you do. Then you don't have to take that class in college.
And if you don't go to college,
And then it's
you
no
straight.
big deal. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. But I think for me, learning the history when I went to the museum and
Wanda said, Chrystal, you are so
the
right.
memorial in Montgomery,
Right.
and most of those lynchings were from people who voted or tried to vote
Yeah.
or thought about voting. If you thought about voting, they were lynching you.
I would love to take her up to Montgomery to the Lynch Museum.
We're
That would
going.
be-
We're going.
Yeah, I haven't. Crystal said no. You don't want to go.
It's I found my surname, Chrystal.
I don't have to go to a museum to know that people were being lynched.
I know.
No, but you're gonna see names. You're gonna see names and dates.
And he
it does something. It takes you.
He bought up all. He really paid respect to these people who were in graves and different things. That
I really can't address that without offending.
She from Chicago.
Okay.
Cliff, did you see how she just roll her eyes? I can't do it.
What?
I can't do it.
Cliff said he hasn't been and he lives in Montgomery, so.
Yeah, but I
Next time
mean,
I'm up there visiting him, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna tell you that it did something to me. My brother, who's 11 years younger than me, I'm not saying my age. He was hurt. He was literally hurt.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and the reason I say you need to feel that pain is because we have such this big gap of people not realizing what people sacrifice. So, and you got to feel that. And we're kind of 50 years out from this.
I would agree.
But I must tell you this, 1910, 1920, that's not so long ago.
No,
it really isn't.
But here's the deal. 1968, not so long ago.
I think that parents need to take
segregation.
their children.
Jim Crow, they did all of that. At the museum is Jim Crow
but I think parents need to take their children. I mean, I get they do it in schools and they take them there, but you need to go and spend that moment with your kid. And,
right.
And then not just that, be there for them because, like your niece, she got really upset.
Yeah, and my son said he want to come back again. He want to see it. One of the things that I've said before here, my son read a letter that one of the young men wrote that they forgot about him in prison because it's from slavery to mass incarceration. So they turned prison into another form of slavery.
Yeah, slavery, exactly.
And so this young boy, they arrested him. And if you saw Just Mercy, if you saw that, you saw how they used the judicial system to just, they took him straight off the street to
penitentiary.
No, not penitentiary, to the, what is it? What's the ward where you die? I'm sorry, where they took him straight from there to death row. To death row. They took him. He didn't even have court, no trial. They took him straight to death row.
Yeah, so, the youngest one.
Okay, so here's the conversation going on with our viewers. So Wanda said, here, parents said to me that these students have basically merged with their friends and chose to fit in rather than to celebrate Black heritage. And Roy was like, I honestly believe this generation do not believe nor understand what happened. And so here, and I know where we live is very sensitive because all of them, like you said, are merged together. And so it's like if I celebrate that, then I'm kind of isolate myself and I'm not. And I was like, that's not what it's about. You should celebrate with me. For example, 2 of my girlfriends bought dashikis that are not Black. They're white women and warm in solidarity with me in support of Black History Month because they saw me supporting that and trying to talk about it with the kids because they realize that the history is like that too. But we have to create that in our children and not let them feel some kind of way because their skin is different or their story is different or the narrative is different, but it really is. Like, it's not like, and that's what I was telling the kids, it's not like we just made this up and just said, hey, we just want to do. I said, no, they created it and then now they don't even want to deal with it.
No, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to acknowledge what they did in history.
You better say something. But the other part is until we get the white kids to understand just as well as the Black kids, because we got this thing where we need to tell our Black kids, but we need to let the white kids know because a lot of them, the reason I'm saying we need to let both groups know because I get they've merged together and they're great, but each group need to know this is our collective history. It's not just Black history; it's your history too. Because this is what your ancestors did as well. Yes. And you need to see so you don't repeat the same hatred.
Yes, exactly.
And I think once you, and like everybody always say this, you can't love anybody else till you love yourself. So if you don't love what you look like, where you come from, your heritage, or you have no concept of it, you have no working knowledge of it, and it gets lost in translation because you're allowing it to be muddled down by other stuff, then where's your self-worth? Where are you talking about your self-esteem? And so it was so important that DJ understood that. It was so important.
Well, when I was a substitute teacher a long time ago, I had a mostly white classroom, and I think somebody had a Confederate flag.
Oh.
And I was explaining to them what the Confederate flag meant. And they were young, they were like 8 or 9. They had no idea that the Confederate lost. I mean, they just did not know. And it's like you're walking around with the loser's flag.
So
and
nephew was busting me
it's
out
my
right
pride.
now.
And I was like, pride in losing?
My nephew's son is putting me on blast right now. He gonna talk about something. One thing my aunt told me and DJ and stated that no matter how close you are with a white friend, you better believe if you make them mad enough or whatever, believe that they have no problem calling you.
Turn
Respect
oh,
where
honey,
you come
they will
from.
have
In the
a
words
problem.
of Keisha Thomas, I always tell them respect where you come from.
No, I'm saying they would have a problem. They would have a problem if they called me.
And then, but I'm just saying,
No,
there
I
are
know,
there are a
but-
lot of students that are non-black that will show more respect and participate in more things than our own black children.
No, children.
But
That's crazy.
that
Some
goes
of our
back.
children don't even know what it is.
But that goes to home. That's home. And I say this to black parents, if you don't know, you have the resources. You have the resources to know. So you are active, you're taking a proactive attempt to not know. You just telling yourself, I don't care.
I'm gonna tell you, I asked what the NAACP was in my class of 9th graders.
What is it?
Not one of the African American children could tell me, and I got a partial answer from a white kid. And I will tell you, when they sat there and they kept going, I think the N stand for Negro, and I was like, what? And so then the white kid said, I think it stands for national. Then he was like, yeah, no, that ain't it. This is what we dealing with, okay? We have got
So
to talk to
it
our
ain't the
babies.
kids, it's the parents. They are a product of you. When your kids get out there speaking foolishly, I be saying, now where your mom and daddy? Because we need to bring them to the front of the congregation.
Yes,
Don't bring the kids. Y'all need to start coming to the front of the congregation. And if you don't know, tune in to Keisha and Keisha. We'll help y'all. What we Keisha?
We will help them.
Tell them, Chrystal, we'll
And
help
our
them.
special guest will too. Look at her back there.
Tell
girl.
them,
She put some
Chrystal.
makeup on for us and everything. She is going
Looking
natural
pretty.
in her, because she has very nice baby fine hair. So
Yeah.
she's locking her hair
I
up.
got very
And I
nice
was like-
baby fine hair. Girl, anybody studying you.
Okay. Can we talk about her for a second? That's what I'm trying to do right now. And so she decided to lock her hair. And I said, when I turn 50, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and give me some sister locks and just go into the thing. I've been saying that for a long
I know,
time.
but-
So-
Why can't I joke?
And so anyway, I think it looks
know
good,
why.
and I'm glad she's here and she's hanging out
Thank
tonight.
you.
And
I love you
y'all give a
all.
shout out to her. 'cause
And
she
the
can
hair
represent
is
the Chi.
gorgeous. The
Thank
hair is
you.
gorgeous.
It's so new.
Yes. All right, y'all. So from the outhouse
To the penthouse, we out. Two
He said
different
we need,
point of
oh,
views.
we do need a 1-800 number,
With
Roy,
the
and we
same
actually
name.
have a calling number, and we will put it up next time, and so
Okay.
that people can actually say their opinions.
Why
and-
you
Roy,
But
why you
the
want to
last
call
time-
in?
well, the
Why
last
you
time-
want to talk to
No,
us,
the
Roy?
last time we tried to do that, nobody would call in, but we gonna try it again, and then we'll put the number out there. And if you call in, we'll put you live on the air so that you can talk with us.
Roy, you ain't gonna
Come
even
on,
call
Roy Thomas.
in.
His
You gonna
last
make
name Thomas.
her.
He gonna call.
Look, you gonna make Keisha do all that extra work for nothing.
Once you all called them.
Oh God, we out. Y'all have a great night.
Holla.
Two different point of views with the same name.
Stop. What their name is?
Keisha and Keisha. Keisha